Hello there, and welcome back to Hispania. Last time we took Bavaria, we took Germany, and also I think Bulgaria. But that doesn't really matter. This time we focus on taking Lotharingia. It would be beneficial for us to actually put it under our lands. This guy is the heir. He's actually in my court. So all that remains is basically to do a quick holy war, get him a bishopric, and then either assassinate the king of Lotharingia or act on the claim. Other than that, there aren't really that much we want to do. We want to go after these guys, the Muslims, and hopefully get the Byzantines in under our empire as well. Might even go for Carpathia, if at all possible. But that remains to be seen. Claimants are basically just these two. So potentially what I could do is, they're both too old, so I guess I'll have to kill this guy and then kidnap her or something to actually make things work. But other than that, I'm a little bit unsure. We do know that Venetia is under the Byzantine Empire, but this guy, I'm a little bit unsure how we're actually going to snatch it, since it's actually in my family. So potentially I could always assassinate my way to the throne, but I'm a little bit unsure how far out the lineage is, because as you can see, we're not really that far away. It's just excuse me, just one a branch, so to speak. So potentially, if I assassinate him and kill off, Byzantine is actually still voting, it seems, so that's a little bit troublesome. But as I said, plan is to steal a land from either of these guys, potentially just go after them, take a holy war for Saxony, get that little patch of land, and then hand it over to the Prince of Lotharingia, give him the bishopric, and then incorporate them as well. So that's what I'm going to try to do, and once that's done, I'll get back to you. With Sax or Anhalt here secured on the Prince Bishop, apparently the has changed, which is kind of bad for us, but I don't care because my guy has a strong claim. So what we'll be doing then is a simple invasion. That's what happens when you change heirs, and I don't approve of them. So with this, we will most likely be able to take these lands for ourselves. Shouldn't really be an issue. They do have a fairly large army there heading our way, but once again, I have a retinue army, you guys simply have a regular army. That's basically what happens then. 10,000 to 2,000 in losses, and it's basically enough, I think, to actually win me this war without having to siege anything at all. Perhaps, let's see. Yeah, it's actually enough to simply crush their army completely, and there we go. Lotharingia is a part of Hispania, and as I said, we'll probably go for the Muslims now, since we can potentially convert these guys later. And if I can actually convert them, then I don't actually have to. I can just use the method that I've been using now. So while we don't have anything better to do, we'll go for. What the hell is Duke Peter going to inherit anything? Well, yeah, it's the kingdom I want to get rid of. But as you can see here, I have two sons now. Emperor of Hispania, Kingdom of Aquitaine, and Mauritania. And Mauritania is probably something that I would like to hand out. You are my chosen successor for the Kingdom of Mauritania. Aquitaine and France. I think I'll actually hand out Aquitaine then. Lyon, Galicia. No, we'll wait and see here how it's being distributed now. No. Didn't really help out. Aquitaine actually have too many duchies too. Now that I look at it, Barcelona, Lyon. Should potentially hand out Lyon now that I think about it, and also we should potentially start getting some things built up here. So we'll start with building a castle town. Yeah, I'm a little bit unsure what I'll actually keep myself. So we should potentially plot to create a fair demnes, so to speak, and also to change the rules here. As Imperial Law states, no vassals fighting each other. Many of these are going to be a little bit difficult, so we'll have to see if we can pull them off sooner or later. But for now, we will be moving our troops down to down to the lands here, and we'll be going after Suleiman. We'll be going after every one of these who are actually rebelling against him, and hopefully that'll allow me to take some lands from them, make them a little bit, well, less landed in lieu of a better word. So yeah, that's the plan, and we'll see how it works out. As you can see, we have started the conquests in the Byzantine region. We will most likely continue with them, trying to take everything that we can here, simply to well, get things going again, and also to be able to usurp the Byzantine Empire sooner or later, because that'll basically be the goal of this: to take enough to usurp the Byzantines, and then basically use that to our advantage, and well, make everything that we want ours. We'll also be taking as many provinces as possible. You are an historian, so I have no idea why I say. Well, I see it's a Orthodox heresy. What I can do, of course, is simply create the Kingdom of Croatia. I think I have enough land. If not, then I'm in trouble. Or simply the Duchy. No. Well, the Byzantines will have to deal with them then. But yeah, we will be hunting as much land here in this area as we can, and then once we have taken at least some, we'll try and make things work out to our advantage. As you can see here, we have started to take Northern Africa. There is actually no one I can attack in this area that I don't have a truce with, so we'll have to wait a little bit here. But at least we can start with Africa. Try and take the revolter states, and all in all just try and grow that way. As you can see, there will be one province left. I'm pretty sure that my vassals can handle that once we actually get into or have won the war for Tripolitania. So with that in mind, we will be moving our troops to try and counter theirs. Also, that should all in all benefit me more than it will hurt me. As I said, we will be trying to take down the Muslims before we take down the Norse, simply because of the fact that they can actually be, as I said, converted later on, and we'll use that to our advantage, and simply once we have converted them, we'll simply push to claim for the kingdom rather than duchy by duchy, as we will be doing with the Muslims. So that's probably the best way of doing that, but yeah, we'll have to see how in the end this turns out. For now, I will keep on handing out land to my family members as much as it's actually possible. As you can see here, let's see, that guy doesn't, he might be third or second in line to a title, but I don't really care about that. If they don't have a title there, then and there, I'll simply hand over the whole duchies of the newly conquered to them, and hopefully that means that I won't actually run out of family members to hand it out to. We'll probably go after these guys now as soon as my guys get in position, and I'll simply continue this way the entire way. If any of you are actually Cyrenaica, I guess we'll take Cyrenaica, and then we'll simply hope that my vassals do the one province again. But for those of you who are wondering a little bit about my internal affairs, so to speak, of my empire, I should potentially put this one up to medium, to have my vassals no longer fight each other. If I also want to change my laws, it's probably the best thing to do. Also, in terms of factions, as you can see, there are actually some factions around, but there's no faction that actually has strong independence. It's the strongest one with 5.7%, 7,700 men. So yeah, I'm not having any problems with stability, even though I have taken kingdoms who are not of my culture and not of my family. So basically, for the time being, the Regard Medium Crown Authority has been installed. But as I was saying, we won't actually have a big problem with independence, revolts and such until we actually have those kings that I conquered lose their bonus for pressing claim. Once they lose that one, we could potentially have some sort of problems on our hands, but it's highly unlikely as things are now. So at least until later, we are safe, and later I'll probably have enough money anyways to simply execute whoever or assassinate whomever gets in my way. But as you can see there are a bunch of kings under me, We have a king of Frisia, we have a king bishop of Bulgaria, queen of Germany, king of Mauritania, and king bishop of Lotharingia. And I'll probably keep on creating king bishops rather than anything else. Handing out the Mauritanian title was potentially a bad move. This guy is apparently going out on a host quest on his own. Could be interesting to see how that turns out. I am proud of him. My heir got just basically at once. But as I was saying, we will try and conquer the people who aren't actually, or those who put themselves in a bad position, and then we will basically hand it over to my family members. Any kingdom title that we get will hopefully be handed over to basically someone, a king bishop or something along those lines. So it will be interesting to see how that turns out. But for now, the goal here will be to conquer as much land as possible from these rebels, revolters, whatever we want to call them. And then after that, we'll simply otherwise keep on creating trouble for the Muslims. I have no idea what just happened, but apparently the amount of revolters just popped up expansionally. With this, we'll most likely be fetching the other army, so to speak. And this is also a good thing with king level vassals. They actually have a huge fleet at their disposal that I then can simply use, and thus benefit me more than anything else. Also, we will be, of course, taking advantage of this, trying to take as many provinces as possible, and that should basically, and that's basically the plan we have behind this. Other than that, we will most likely just sit back and enjoy the ride, so to speak. And I think I'll drop these guys down in Jerusalem, and then I'll have them basically try and steal lands from there. So we'll have to see how this turns out. Apparently the Abbasids have quite a lot of men, but even so, apparently I don't actually have a province that are close enough for me to actually be able to declare a holy war. So we'll have to do that first, then we will continue on with what we've done so far. Wow, we could potentially get into some kind of trouble here. As you can see, there's a 34,000 and 15,000 man stack. And if they actually end up fighting, it's actually tempting to send my troops to interfere and cause some trouble here. But if they attack me, I think I would be in kind of trouble. So I think we'll just, for this, or for now, no, we will actually go and try and siege this. If we do it quickly, we should be alright. And also that will allow us to take some more land. As you can see, we've taken most of Damietta, and hopefully we can continue on that same note, more or less. We'll also be trying to take this simple province here in Cairo. Apparently some peasants are not happy with the way I rule. I couldn't care less though, and we'll be aiming to, as I said, take these as much as we can now during their I don't know, troubled period or something. So yeah, we'll see how this turns out. Apparently I didn't actually, well, did I? No, I simply sieged. I have no idea what I did there, but apparently I can't siege the two other holdings. I believe they belong to someone else, and that's basically why. But that doesn't really matter. We'll still be fighting here. We'll still be causing some trouble. I think killing off that Suleiman stack could potentially help prolong this, but not really that interested in prolonging this one. We simply want to snatch as much land as possible, and then quickly end it, I guess. So that's exactly what I'll be doing. This guy became very, very bad, so potentially I will plot to kill you. My son, unfortunately, you are shite. So I'll marry you to someone, I think. Let's see. I'll send you to the Duchess of Croatia. Potentially I could give him a duchy then, simply because of the fact that giving him a duchy will make that promise mine, I think, or something along those lines. So that would be, or hers, the Duchess of Croatia and Dioclea. It'll make them go from the Byzantines into my realm. And that could potentially be a very good thing, if I played my cards right. I'll have to do some assassinations to make sure that I actually get it, but it could be a good way of simply adding two duchies for virtually free. The only thing is, as I said, I'll have to do some assassinations, so potentially I'll have to use a bit of money. But I think I'll be fine nonetheless. We'll simply finish this war down here now, and then we will be apparently fighting a 15k stack up there by the looks of it. So we'll be sending these guys to basically help him out. And we'll want to kill those guys so I can actually get the peace deal that I want here. The siege has ended, and that could actually that actually spells quite a lot of trouble. I have no idea how good this stack is, so we'll have the highest level of fighters with. Hopefully, it's a no. We don't actually have any high level fighters that has holy something. So we'll be sending these guys to try and help. Can't really promise it will work out, but it could potentially be. Apparently, the 8-year-old is better than the one who's apparently already grown up. But as you can see, we'll most likely lose this fight. Maybe not if we get these guys to. No, we'll lose it to. Wow, we did lose the center flank as well. So we'll actually have them just join up with this army, and then we'll try to rebuild it. But unfortunately, that's what happens sometimes. You lose some, you win some. But in our case, it doesn't really matter because we have the money to simply rebuild it. A little bit surprised though that I haven't actually dealt with those peasants. So I guess I'll have to do that now. But as I was saying, I'm pretty sure that this war is basically over. Hopefully my friends here will take these 3-4 provinces that are just waiting. But we'll have to continue this next time. This is unfortunately the end. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like. I'll see you around next time. Bye.